Well, I started off in photography mainly as a fan of music. I loved rock music, metal music, mainly that, pop music as well. And I just went to a concert and I decided to grab a camera to the concert, a pretty cheap camera of my parents, and just started to take some pictures. I had 5 good pictures, which are still blurry when I take a look at them afterwards. But I loved the visual part of the of music anyway. I loved videos, the music videos, I loved the artwork, so I was already in love with that. So it was an easy step for me to go into photography. So then I gradually invested a bit more in better equipment, and I learned how to use Photoshop, Lightroom a bit, and played around with that. And then I just gradually built that to where I am now, I guess. Well, the very beginning of the project that I've been working on right now, portraits, it's all started about 3 years ago, 2016, I believe. And that year, I knew that in 3 years, so now, was going to be my 10-year anniversary in doing what I do now on this level. I didn't really have an idea at that time what it was going to be, but I gave myself 3 years for this project also to find out which good cause that I was going to support with this. And then I started figuring out, okay, what are we going to do? I talked to my partner Simon, and we were discussing a couple of ideas, and we both love museums, going to museums and seeing all the beautiful modern paintings and the ancient paintings. So we quickly decided, well, why not combine your work, your portrait work of all these rock and metal artists with this classical art? Why not just combine it and shoot classical portraits of these artists? And I gave it a quick 5-minute thought, and it was easily decided on that we were going to do this. Of course, we didn't have... I was like, how am I going to convince like Slayer to be part of this project? Hey, do you want to go in a Rembrandt? I know 90% of all the artists in the book I've known for years. They've known me as well. We've become quite good friends. And that helps because you can ask a lot more from them. Basically, oh hey, could you just put on a 18th century dress? If I didn't know that person, I would probably not ask him or her. But if you know them, it's one step that's a lot easier. It's one question, it's a lot easier to ask. And then, of course, during the photo shoot, you can also get a lot more out of them. So doing your research on an artist you don't know is very important. If you know the artist, try to get as much as possible out of them. And if you know the person in front of you, it's so much easier.
Working with Tim is always a lot of fun because I know that we're 2 creative people who are going to make something really cool. We don't even need to necessarily plan every detail, but we're going to end up with something cool in the end. And I just know that's going to happen, and I know it's going to be like an easy and fun process along the way. So I'm confident in what we can create together, whether it's solo portraits or a band shoot or even live shots from a show. I know that we'll get a good result, and this is just a relationship that gives and takes, and we both benefit from it. And so whenever I do meet photographers who truly understand that, I really appreciate it.
Working with Tim is always great fun. He has boundless energy, positive energy, works hard, and I guess that's also why he is where he is right now, because of hard work and dedication.
I love Tim because he is very enthusiastic. In his work, you know, he's passionate about everything he does. He's also passionate about music and the singers he works with. And I like that, you know, you feel at home, and yeah, I love it. And also he makes fantastic pictures, of course. That's #1, you know, it's very good.
When I was asked to join this project, it was easy for me to say yes. Because first of all, me and Tim had a really good dialogue, and also I could see on his earlier photos that he was good at what he was doing, and I loved the project in itself. Like this creative thing to do, dress up artists from today and take them back to the Renaissance.
Tim is very, like, I can remember the first time that we did a photo shoot with Tim, and it was basically, I think it was at a festival. We hardly had any time to do the shoot, and it was really like, okay, we're going to go in and out, and we have like half a minute before the set starts. And I was very impressed that within that half minute when we got the photos, it was like, wow, this is like impressive. Like, you got 2 seconds and you did this.
It feels amazing really to be able to work with Tim. I'm super happy that we met. We met already a few years ago, and we did a photo session of 5 minutes, and it was one of the most successful photo sessions ever in my career. So it feels great to be working with him. He makes me feel good every time in front of the camera.
But the first big shoot that we did for the project was my good friend Tarja Turunen. That shoot was very challenging and very lovely to do, because a couple of months before the actual shoot I had thrown in the idea with her and her husband to do this shoot, and she had just booked me for her Christmas album from Spirits and Ghosts. So it would be ideal to combine the two, doing the shots for the photos for her album and for my book, for my project. So we decided to go for a 2-day shoot. The first day was going to be my photo shoot, the portrait photo shoot, and the second day was going to be her photo shoot for her new album. That's it. That's it. Right into the camera, like more is stretching out back to me, like. That is like completely different. Now who's the evil queen over here? Oh my god, that's actually pretty good. Oh my god, that's horrible. It's like, but you know what you can actually do?
I agreed to join this project from Tim immediately when he asked, because I felt like he's been such a big inspiration for me, and he's been part of my career, very important part already in these last recent years. So I felt like if I can be giving something back to him, at least this bit of me, for his work, for his life, might be important to him, and definitely that was the reason for this.
Nice. Super cool. Yeah, we're here in Antwerp, in a beautiful church, a beautiful cathedral, and we turned it into a photo session, a photo shoot, a photo studio for today, to have a wonderful photo shoot with the lovely Anneke van Giersbergen, who was so kind to agree to join into this project that I'm working on. En even kijken. Ja, mooi. Nice, super mooi.
It's fantastic to be dressed up in such a way, because obviously you never do that. And the beautiful dress is made by Atelier Ingeborg Steenhorst, and she did a fantastic job. And it feels good, you know, and it looks good, and it's beautiful colors, and I'm really happy. But they had to dress me with 3 people. So from now on, I would like for them to come over in the morning and, you know, dress me up every day, because, you know, it feels good.
Gorgeous location. I mean, Anneke is gorgeous to work with as well. She's always very optimistic, very funny to work with. We're always laughing, always having a good time. Well, in the end, I think we had a great shoot. One of the best I've ever done with Anneke. The moment I saw everything come together, like the first picture, the outfit, makeup, hair, when I saw the first result, I was really getting into it. I was really getting enthusiastic about what I was seeing, and I just knew that it was going to be spot on. the photo shoot we did with Charlotte from Delane was also really lovely. She is also very artistic. She's also very visual. She has a very good background in visual arts as well. So that was so cool to get together and create something completely new.
This project sounded like something really fun and different, and the thing that I really liked about this, that it's really like art for the art. Like it was just an idea of a style and a vision and an atmosphere, and I really love that. I've studied art history, and I've seen a lot of these portraits and paintings that that the works refer to, and it's kind of really awesome to be able to be part of a project that embodies that whole vibe, just for the sake of that being such a great project, and so it's just so visually and aesthetically pleasing. So I was really excited to be a part of it.
Top.
Drama.
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 Oh, did you?
Je mag je ogen nog eens sluiten. En je hoofd iets meer naar mij te draaien. Ja, zo, perfect. Ja, super, super. Dat is hem, dat is hem. Perfect.
Super, ja, paar zones. Ja. Perfect.
Zo, perfect, super, super mooi.
Ja, tof.
I said yes to the project immediately because I love photography myself, to be in front and behind the camera, and I'm always up for a little bit of fun. So I could imagine how it would look like, and felt honored and said yes immediately.
I really needed to have Simone from Epica in this project, because she is Simone. I mean, she is one of the lead singers in this scene, if you could call it a scene. And she's also a very good friend of mine. We've shot pictures so many times. I remember the first time taking pictures, and I remember every session that we've done together. And I explained to her what I was going to do, how I would like to portray her. She was up for it.
The dress that I wore was stunning and very heavy. There's many layers. People don't know what I've been wearing underneath. The dress was made by Simone de Bruin, who I would like to introduce to you guys. First dress that he ever made. It fit like a glove. Of course, it was a little bit tight here and there, and I couldn't do my stage moves, but that was not necessary anyway. I didn't have to bang my head, or the buttons sometimes came loose and we had to untighten me so I could breathe in between the shoots. The beautiful collar was made by Helena Werner, who has worked for the White Queen and made outfits for Emperor as well. She was really sweet, and I can tell there was a lot of blood, sweat and tears put into making the dress. A lot of details, which you guys will see. Yeah, but I felt like a queen wearing the dress, and it was great to know that it was made for me, just for this shoot. It made it all very special.
So we were good to go. We had the day of the shoot, we had Marino, a good friend of Simone, to do the hair. We had Kika and Simone. Kika was a wonderful makeup artist to do the makeup. They got along really well.
I love to play dress up, but to actually have really beautiful photos taken. And also a queen that lies close to my heart. And also the movies that I've seen, I'm a big fan of the actress that's playing the queen. So like this, I kind of felt extra close to her, and was really into being a queen for a day.
That's it. Bring out your right hand. Yep, perfect. Just yeah, perfect. Now bring it back to you. That's it. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks amazing already.
Yeah, that's good. Another person, another friend of mine that I really wanted in this project was Elisa White-gluz from Arch Enemy. She is such a character on her own. She has so much to say. She stands for so many good things, and I thought she was really important to have in this project.
Yeah, so this dress, which is absolutely amazing and very intense to put on and take off, was designed by Maya from Cadavre Exquis. And anytime I do a photo shoot, it's always a requirement that there's absolutely no animal products involved because I'm vegan and I will not wear fur, suede, wool, silk, feathers, nothing like that. And so she actually made this out of synthetic silk for me, which is amazing. And it's really a beautiful piece. I know that there was a lot of work, many hours that went into it, a lot of hand stitching that went into it to just make all the pieces work together. And I think the dress itself could be in a museum at this point. It's really nicely done. And I'm proud to wear it for her. She
just went for it. She exceeded every expectation that I had. And everything I asked of her, she just did it so well that I was almost in tears after the shoot. We were so tired. It was a very long day. We had been preparing this shoot for months, and it all came together so beautifully. And I couldn't be more happy, and I couldn't be more thankful to Elisa as well.
Yeah, I studied art history in university, partially because I love it, and partially because it was just something I was interested in learning more about. And the more I learned about it, the more I was really fascinated with it. I find it interesting just to see how politics, religion, ethics, geography is reflected in art throughout the centuries. And I've always found it very interesting too that artists are able to incorporate these themes and these ideas into their work without distracting from the composition of the painting itself or from the sculpture itself, the piece itself. And so I was really excited that we were going to actually embark on a journey together where we would be including things and taking into account all the little details that would make up what would be an oil painting of a great master, for example. So I also think it's cool that I was able to just maintain who I am, and I didn't have to like cover tattoos or hide my hair color or anything. So I was able to kind of inject myself into what in the end will look like one of these paintings that I'd studied for so long.
Yeah. You nailed it, girl. You did it. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy.
Yeah, thank you. Very awesome. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Nice. Great. Cool. Nice. Cool, right? It's very different, right? Nice. Great. It's funny because it's elegant, it's creepy, it's different, weird, it's just what we love. Yeah. Doing a good job. Working it! Cool. Another maybe a bit more interesting shoot was a shoot with Agnete from Jerv. I really wanted to portray her also a bit in Rococo style, but not a really feminine way. I didn't want to put her in a big dress again. I really wanted to make it a little more masculine and go with a very beautiful white and black contrast, a really beautiful outfit, which is a bit more masculine. And she just gave me something that I had never seen before. Once she was in hair, makeup and outfit and we started shooting, she became a completely different person. She was so confident. She gave us so many beautiful poses. She gave us such energy there. It was the most tiresome photo shoot just because she gave so much energy that I really wanted to work my best way possible to really give her the best pictures ever. Yeah, so this is an example of how you can get to know a person by doing a photo shoot like this, which opened up so many in so many ways.
Working with Tim has been a great experience, only in a good way. This has been the greatest thing I've done in a long time. So I'm so happy to be here.
you have the photo shoot with Cristina Scabia from Lacuna Coil. I remember that we had in mind that we were going to shoot a picture of her wearing a leather jacket, a black leather jacket, and then by adding a white collar, a Renaissance, a Baroque collar to it. When she was going through her suitcase, she showed me all her different jackets that she had, all very cool. And then in the very bottom of her suitcase was this white outfit. And she was like, oh no, yeah, I don't know how this ended up in my suitcase, but yeah, it's maybe for later. I was like, wait, Cristina, show me again. This had these big sleeves actually, these poofy sleeves. And I was like, nobody knows you like this. Wear this outfit. She was a bit reluctant first, like, try it. And we tried it, we added the collar. We also shot some pictures with the leather jackets, but this, for me, this picture stood out. So we decided to just go for this picture. Then of course, an artist that I really wanted in the book and this project was Tobias Forge from Ghost. I just asked him the question, hey, here you go, I'm working on this project. I just showed him a couple of pictures that I had at the time. And I just asked him, would you like to be part of this? He looked at them, because he's always very focused. He looked at them and was like, sure, I would like to be part of this, but not now. Because he was still as Papa Emeritus. And he knew that the book was only going to come out 2 years later, and he knew that he was going to be Cardinal Copia, and he wanted to be in his new character, Cardinal Copia. The day of the shoot, we arrived there, we set up, I think it was at noon, and we shot the pictures right before he started his show, which was at 10 o'clock at night or something. So half an hour just before the show, here George, his wonderful tour manager, he brought over Cardinal Copia, because yeah, it's no longer Tobias. As soon as he's in outfit, he's in character. And I also treat him as Cardinal Copia. I don't treat him as a friend anymore. I just treat him as the character in front of me, which works really well. It just all came together. I also asked one female ghoul, one ghoulette to be in the picture, one ghoul to be in the picture as well. And they also did a very cool job. And I think it only took about 15 minutes to do this photo shoot. And he absolutely loved the pictures afterwards. I saw him in Antwerp later, and he was very enthusiastic about it. Simon, my partner, who kept repeating the same thing. Oh, it was so cool to have Slayer in there. They are so cool. They're doing their farewell tour now. They are calling it a day, and it would be so cool to have them in there as history. I mean, it's a historical project, so why not? And I was like, oh yeah, but how am I going to portray them? And Simon and I, we were talking to each other, and we were like, oh, why not portray them just as they are, but in a very dark picture with lots of shadow, just one light. And I'm like, okay, this could work, why not? Let me just ask them. I know their manager pretty well. She immediately jumped on the wagon. She talked to Tom Araya, and Carrie King, and they both accepted. They both wanted to be part of this project. They both said yes. So I was very honored, of course. So we went to the Netherlands, and I just told them, okay, for Carrie it's easy because he's very sincere. He knows how to do this. So that was really easy actually. And then Tom, I know Tom, whenever I've done a photo shoot with him, he always starts laughing for one reason or another, and that doesn't work in a picture like this. So I told him, Tom, for this picture, don't laugh. And he started laughing because I said that. But then as soon as I started taking the pictures, he knew exactly what I wanted. So he just went for it, and he was very sincere. He was very into himself, and yeah, they just did a very good job, both Tom and Carrie. I also worked with Mina Caputo from Life of Agony on this project. I really wanted to have her in this project because I think she's so adorable. She's so strong on stage. She's so sweet. So we just tried on a couple of different colors on her regular black outfit that she had, and just I mean her tattoos, everything, the way she looks, the way her hair goes. It was such a spontaneous post-show picture because we took it like half an hour after her show. and she looks stunning in the picture. Couldn't be happier. The guys of Steel Panther, that was very interesting to shoot as well. They were very interesting to shoot as well. I've known them for a very long time. I've worked with them a couple of times, and at first I only really wanted Michael Starr in the project because he's still the lead singer of Steel Panther. But afterwards I was like, yeah, they're all so great, and all of them are such a great character. So then the next step was for me Lexi Fox. I really wanted Lexi in there and I really wanted to be dressed in this Rococo coat, but still keeping his own personal items. Like in the picture, if you have a close look, he's still holding his mirror. There's a very famous mirror, and he still has his own his hair and everything. His makeup is still very him, but it's just a coat that is very non-him. And he just loved the picture as well. He's such a cool guy. He's such a classy, cool guy to work with. And then the other guys, of course, Styx and Satchel. I was like, if I have those two, if I have Michael and Lexi, I need to have Satchel and Styx in there as well. So they were like, sure, Tim, we're gonna do this for you. And, it was at a festival in Belgium, and we just shot them in 10 minutes or something. And it was so cool to do this photo shoot. That was one of these were some of the funniest shoots that I've done for this project, I think. So we just wrapped a wonderful photo shoot with a very last-minute special guest, Sharon Den Adel from Within Temptation. She just sent me her measurements like 2 weeks ago, and Simon was able to design 2 beautiful dresses which fit perfectly. It fit like a glove. And yeah, so we got to arrange everything, and here we are now, July 2019, right before releasing everything about the book, doing one of the final photo shoots for the book, for portraits. So I'm very happy that Sharon was part of this, because I think I had all these amazing people in the book. I think she could not be left out of the book. I just could not. And I was so grateful that she was open to the whole idea as well, and it just makes everything complete, I think. Ja. Dat ziet er heel mooi uit. Top, ja, dat is een aantal foto. Nice, top. Dat is ook heel tof als je zo half naar beneden kijkt. Breng je linkerhand iets meer naar voren, klein beetje. Ja, die hand mooi onderbrengen. Ja, klopt. Ja, top. Ja, mooi. Een paar foto's. Ja, mooi.
Tim and I, we go back a long time, and it's always been very relaxed and easy working with Tim, because he knows exactly how a person in front of the camera wants to look on the photo. And so he has this sense that what people want, he gets it on the photo, and it's a very easy way of working. It's always a pleasure. So yeah, it's always an extra bonus, of course, that you don't have to tell the photographer, I want to have this, I want to have that. He knows.
Well, when I decided I wanted for these pictures to go into a book, I went a step further, and I asked myself, why not make an exhibition out of this, and doing everything myself? And I talked about it to Simon and some other people who could help me in that, and I just suggested the idea, and they were all very enthusiastic. Of course, they were all into it, but of course it's an exhibition, and organizing an exhibition is something different from organizing a book. And but we got a very beautiful location, of course, and we got everything together. All the pictures were presented really lovely, and it was a great success. It was welcomed so well. So I'm like, yeah, if you can do it, why not do it? Why not show your work in the heat of the moment when it's just out in an exhibition? And fortunately, I had a lot of help from some great people, but we were really able to pull this off, and that is so satisfactory. So when I started this project, I knew I was going to go for a good cause. I wanted to support something with this as well. I just didn't want to celebrate my 10th year in the business. I wanted to be connected to something bigger. And I am very close to everything that has to do with mental health of people, of definitely young people. Being a teacher, I teach teenagers, and I come across so many teenagers who struggle so much, and it's still an issue that is underestimated so awfully. I mean, when you have a mental problem, we're still living in an era, in a world where it's so difficult to come out with a mental issue. It's like a big taboo. It's something that it's already better, but I think it's still something that should be discussed more often and more openly. There was this one website, which is in Dutch, Psychosenet, which is Psychosisnet actually in English. It's a website that helps people, not only young people, but people with getting the right kind of help for your problem, for your struggle.
I think that mental health is a subject that a lot of people think about internally, but maybe we don't discuss enough amongst ourselves. And sometimes it takes a tragedy for people to start talking about it. Unfortunately, there's many tragedies every year on a public scale and on personal scales for different people. So I think it's a really cool idea to take this book of artists who are in the book playing other characters and just sort of show that you know, mental health is something that's really, really important and something that we should be talking about. And you know, throughout the ages, this is something that has affected everyone, basically everyone. It's pretty rare to find someone who isn't affected by needing some help in that department. So I think it's a great cause. I'm happy to be a part of the book. I'm happy to be a part of helping out that cause. And I think as musicians, and particularly as metal musicians, we already feel a sense of responsibility for that because we're technically the idols of the outcasts, so to speak. And so I think it's only natural that we should give back.
And I know a lot of fans from the music scene also often tell us that music is a little bit like a therapy for them, and it has been for me as well. So I think that's a great combination, everything coming together, the musicians being portrayed in a special way, and the proceeds going to also kind of a part of our fans as well, who often struggle with mental issues.
I've seen from very close how hard it can be to get help, and also how big the struggle can be to actually take the step in looking for help. I also hope that this cause will continue to grow, so that they can not only just do their work, but that in general the stigma surrounding mental health issues will get smaller.
Those are 3 years of my life. Every day, day in, day out, I have been working on some part of this project. It's never been out of my mind. So I think it's such a precious thing, because you're creating something that isn't there. You're responsible for it. How are you going to do this? Who am I going to do this with? And that process is so lovely. I can recommend it to everyone. Find a project that you really, about something you're really into, and put your full passion into it. And you can create wonderful things by doing that.